Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. On this channel we talk about everything from time management, productivity and personal finance. So as you might have guessed from the thumbnail, today's video is about productivity. So what exactly is productivity? Before we start getting into the tips, I need to inform you that productivity is the simple rule of taking inputs and converting them into outputs with very less time bracket. The more efficiently that you can use time to convert inputs into output is known as efficiency, and the more efficient you are in your day-to-day activities, the more productive you'll be in your day-to-day activities. Now moving on, this can be applied to a general rule in economics, so how efficiently a company or the country uses their inputs and then converts them into outputs, such as using raw material and converting them into the final product that we sell to you and me in this country. So we can use that economic principle into time as well to make our days more efficient and more productive. Move on to tip number 1. If it's quick, then why not do it? So what this idea means is that if you're having an idea that you think can be done within the next 5 to 10 minutes, then why not do it? You're going to spend the next 2 minutes thinking about the idea or whether or not I should do it, and that 2 minutes can be contributed to a much greater thing of doing that task that was eventually going to take 5 minutes, and you have wasted half of that thinking of whether or not you should do it. This general rule has helped me in my personal life as well. For example, that if I have to spend some time on reading a particular book that I know will only take me 5 minutes to get the job done, I should actually start doing it rather than wasting 2 minutes on thinking of whether or not I should get done with the book. What that helps me is that I get done with the task that I intended to do rather than thinking about it. That would have taken me more than the time of actually getting and completing the task. If you do not follow this rule, you'll eventually become a waste man, because what this does is that thinking about a particular task can lead from procrastinating into other habits that are draining and will adhere to you being productive in your day-to-day tasks. So let's move on. Here we are talking about tip number 2. Tip number 2 is what I talked about in my previous video as well, to set up a daily highlight. A daily highlight is what is the most important thing that you need to achieve in your. So the reason for this tip number 2 is that at the end of the day, when you feel like the daily highlight that you were most thinking of doing and you were able to achieve it, the sense of achievement of going back to bed with the thought of you accomplishing what you really had to do that day was something that you really did. For example, me, when I knew that there was some visa process renewal that I had to go through for my stay in this particular country, I was thinking that this is something I can delay for the next 2 to 3 days, whereas one day I woke up and I will set it up as a daily highlight that today I have to achieve this particular task. And by the end of the day, when I was done with my task of going to the visa process office and submitting the documents, and then I was already done with the particular task and I swiped it off my to-do list, the sense of achievement, the sense of fulfillment was so great. So here we are at tip number 3, which is to watch and learn something at 2x the speed. For me personally, watching YouTube videos like this is a huge time waste for watching 10 to 20 minutes of each single video of productivity, whereas me watching the video is being unproductive. So to save that time and to save to listen to podcasts of other YouTubers and other people who are scientists and experts in the field that teach us about how to be productive, rather than spending and watching that for the next 20 minutes, I try to do it at 2x speed. That saves me 10 to 20 minutes each video, and at the end when I compile it, and that compounding results in me saving more than 2 to 3 hours at least. This can also be applied to students' addition in watching lectures or recordings, whereas a lecture would consist of 2 to 3 hours at least for a university student, or even for 1 hour, and you spend that watching that video and that lecture all the time duration. You need to understand that that is a really unproductive way. So for me personally, what I do is I watch it at 2x the speed, or at least 1.5 to 1.75. I understand most of you out there, for you to start watching it at 2x speed is going to be very confusing. So I would suggest that you start watching at 1.5 at the beginning for me, and later on when you are really good at listening, you can start watching at 2x speed. And the way that you can really watch this at 2x is going to save you a lot of time, which can be used on other tasks that are more essential for you. I do understand watching lectures is definitely an essential part of your life, but there are other essentials: getting back to your assignments, socializing, playing video games, for you to stay motivated throughout the day. Now moving on to tip number 4, which is to avoid distractions. Now this is a very common concept. You and we both get distracted hundreds and thousands of times a day, our brain is prone to distraction, and according to research right now, humans have less attention span than a goldfish in today's 2023 or the 21st century. So what we need to tackle the entire generation is to avoid distractions as much as we can. Everyone watching this video who owns a smartphone or any other way to consume this media is getting distracted by YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels every single day. What that results is spending us more and more time. We think that we take up the phone and we watch an Instagram Reel for less than 30 seconds or up to a minute, whereas when watching 15-16 Reels, we have wasted at least 15 minutes of our life. And what we are doing is that when we are working on a particular assignment or a productive task that we need to get done, we get distracted by watching those YouTube Reels, and we think that, why don't I'm working in it and I just pick up the phone and I look at it, whereas that compounds us to so much time wasted. At the end of the day, you are a waste man, and you cannot get that particular task done. That results in demotivation, and you get to procrastinate even more. To tackle this particular problem is to avoid distraction. How you can do that is, me personally, when I'm watching a video or a lecture video or doing my assignments, I put my phone on silent, when I put it on the other side of my room, under a pillow or under the mattress, where I know I cannot even look at it or hear it from a particular distance. So that means that I'm blocked my time for that particular task that I'm actually doing, and this results in me getting the task done much faster. If my assignment was, for example, 40 minutes, I could get done it in 30 because I did not have the distractions right by my side to look at it. And that was particularly very helpful for me to stay productive in my day-to-day task. Let's move on to tip number 5. I think this tip can result in any task that you do throughout the day, and most importantly throughout your life. So tip number 5 is consistency and discipline. Every human being in this world needs to stay consistent in whatever thing that they really pick it up to do, and consistency in result into discipline. We all think that we need to stay motivated to get things done, whereas if we are doing that particular task consistently over a period of time, that is part of our life, and that becomes discipline. For example, I have to record a video every single week, and I have to work out every single day and take lectures every single day and go to my part-time job as well. To me, if there was a barrier of motivation, I would never be able to get these things done in a particular week. Whereas me consistently doing it for over a long period of time, watching YouTube videos, recording YouTube videos, going to the lectures, working out for a long period of time. When I started working out in gyms like 2 years ago, the first 3 months were enough for me to see the change. I consistently went there every single day, put in 2 hours or 1 hour at least of consistent hard work. And what that did to me is that at the end of 3 months, I really saw the change. And that consistency led to a discipline, whereas today, I do not need the motivation to go to the gym. It's a part of life and discipline that I cannot sleep at night if I'm not consistently going to the gym every single day. And this particular task can be applied to you as well for anything that you think is very important and productive in your life. So 3 months in going to the gym is a long time. Well, from what I read from the book of Atomic Habits is that whenever you're consistently doing something for over a period of 30 days at least, that thing becomes a habit, and that habit is part of your discipline. So you need to come into the habit of getting things done as soon as possible. So this tip, consistency, has helped me personally more than any of the tips on this entire list, which is why I wanted to highlight it at the end of this video. Now, thank you so much guys for watching this video. Do drop a like and do subscribe and help me grow this YouTube channel to make better content and better quality content. Thank you.